Dr. Rita Louise, and thank you all for tuning into the show today. And I feel great, and it's going to be a good show. And my mic is not muted, so it's even better. So tonight's topic is going to be about working with herbs, herbal remedies, and I'm going to say for the most part supplements as well, which would be things, like your vitamins and minerals would be considered a supplement, where an herb is a plant-based product like chamomile, that you might drink because you're stressed out or having trouble sleeping. So herbs have been used for thousands of years, and actually some of our earliest recorded history of traditional herbal medicine comes from Egypt and Egyptian papyruses that were dedicated to medical information. But its history goes back even further, and I'm just going to read this, and it comes out of my book, Stepping Out of Eden. It's just easier just to read this one little section, because the use of herbal remedies goes back way, way further than that. And so in a study of skeletal remains at El Cedron Cave, a cave in northern Spain, sheds light on the use of therapeutic herbs. Researchers have detected chemicals and trace food in the teeth of 5 Neanderthals from tiny food fragments in their ancient dental calculus, the tartar in your teeth. Tartar extracted from 50,000-year-old teeth revealed microscopic plant starches granules, which include traces of yarrow and chamomile. Chamomile is well known as a treatment for digestive disorder, nerves, and stress, while yarrow works as an antiseptic and is used to treat colds and fevers. Their bitter taste and lack of nutritional value suggest that they were chosen and ingested for their medicinal properties rather than as a food source. One case in particularly intriguing in the find at El Cedron found were the skeletal remains of a teenage boy with a large dental abscess. So basically he had a hole in his tooth. Analysis of his dental plaque uncovered that he had a parasite in his system that produced chronic diarrhea. The study revealed that he chewed on poplar, a tree which contains ciliatic acid. Ciliatic acid is an active ingredient in aspirin, which is consumed for its analgesic, aka pain-killing properties, and anti-inflammatory properties. There is also trace evidence of natural antibiotic mold, penicillin. What makes this find particularly exciting is the fact that penicillin was only found in the dental tartar of the sick teenager and not in the tartar of any of the other individuals that were recovered. So think about that. People, Neanderthals, 50,000 years ago, were already using herbal remedies to address things that were going on in their body. And herbs, there is this whole long list of different properties that herbs provide. They can reduce pain, they can be antibacterial, they can reduce nausea and vomiting, they can reduce excess mucus, they can reduce fevers. There are stimulant herbs, there are sedative herbs, and that is just like the top of the list. There's probably 50 different properties that herbs bring to the table based on what might be going on in your body. So when you're working with herbs, you can work with an individual herb, which is great, but many times herbs are used in combination because they play off of each other. So for example, if you have a bladder infection, the traditional herbal remedy is cranberry juice, to take cranberry juice to reduce, to get rid of the bacteria. But many times in herbal combinations, it's mixed with buku, which is an herb that, and I'm just trying to think of a way to explain it. It stimulates the wall of the bladder so that the bacteria doesn't stick there in the first place, thus keeping you from getting the bladder infection in the first place. And I'm going to use a supplement here. So many people recognize that it's important to get calcium in because calcium supports healthy bones and healthy bone growth. But the reality is that when taken by itself, yeah, you can do it, but it tends to work a whole lot better when you are taking calcium, magnesium, and vitamin D, because vitamin D helps those minerals go into the blood and into the bone better. When we're talking about healing and health, we often look at it from a modern perspective and our modern medicine approach. And many people have this expectation that there is going to be an instant action. You take a painkiller, and 20 minutes later, the pain is starting to go away. But one of the things about modern medicine is that, granted, they act fast, the properties act fast, but they don't really get rid of the problem. They just cover up the problem. They mask the problem. They get rid of the symptoms, but don't heal what's going on in the first place. And herbs work in a very different way. They work to, if you have a headache and you take an herb that is, an analgesic, you're going to get some pain killing action. If you drink a cup of chamomile tea, you're going to get drowsy. That's just how that works. But if you're using something like milk thistle to cleanse the liver or to heal the liver, it's not that you can just take it one time and have this expectation that your body is healed, because the body takes time to heal. In fact, I've had many clients that, come to me with health issues, and I'll say, well, what have you done? And they'll tell me, they've taken like these herbs or whatever they're doing. And I'll ask, so how long did you take them for? And they'll tell me 3 days, maybe a week. And then the line always comes after it, but it didn't do anything. And that's where the biggest issue with our understanding of how herbal medicine works. It takes more than 3 days for the body to heal itself. In fact, there's a general rule of thumb that it takes 1 month of working with natural remedies for every year you've experienced a condition. So if you have had something going on for 3 years, then the expectation is that you should work with that herb or that herbal combination for at least 3 months. And usually I'll tell my clients, give it a try, give it 3 weeks, give it a month. Actually, what I tell them is buy a bottle of this or buy a bottle of these things and take the entire course, because that's usually about a month's worth of supplementation. And then let's get back together and see how you're doing. Now, you might not be totally cured, but you might be starting to notice the effects and the changes that it is having on your body. So if you have been wanting to work with herbal remedies, I am supposed to say, and I'll say this out loud, that, if there's something going on and you're taking some kind of medication, you should definitely talk to your doctor prior to starting any herbal programs. Usually, depending on the doctor, they'll look at you weird and want to know why you're doing it in the first place. But there's plenty of other people out there that can give you a different opinion. I'm not a medical doctor. I'm just saying that out loud. But I do have to put out that piece of information that this is for your information and not to overrule any medical information or medical advice that you may have received in the past. How's that? So with that said, I am going to, and see, I only have 22 messages. And so I'm going to assume that my mic is not muted. And but let me just do a little check. Man, you guys are like on top of it already. Okay, so I'm going to just do my little thing and then change brains. So if you would like to, one more thing. All right, hide that. And so one other thing. So if this is something you are interested in, you can go to my website, soulhealer.com, and you can get for free. See, look at that, no cost, free, my free guide to herbal nutrition or herbs and nutritional supplements, Nature's Pharmacy. It's a free download. It has information of over 125 herbs and medicinal plants, as well as 50 vitamins, minerals, and nutritional supplements. And it talks about, analgesics and, the scientific words that they have for the actions of all these supplements. Okay, hey, I'm back. So if you need something to get rid of mucus, for example, it will tell you this is what it's called, and here's a description, and then there's a list of different herbs that fill that category. Because sometimes you're looking at the back of a label of a supplement, and you just don't know what it's doing or why they added that to the combination. And so this might help you decode what's going on. And it's a PDF download. Go to my site. It's in the shop area, in the books area, and it's free. And you know what? Free is free. Can't beat that. So anyway, so go to my webpage, soulhealer.com. While you're there, don't forget to sign up for my newsletter. And while you're there, reach out to me and set up a time for a private consultation. I would love working with you and helping you resolve the issues that you have going on in your life. Okay. All right. So I am going to change this. I'm going to say hi to everyone. If you would like a reading, please just put in the comment area, I would like a reading, and then a number from 1 to 3. If you are communicating with me, so like I would like a reading, please put that all in caps. If you are sending me a comment or a question, please put that all in caps. There tends to be a bit of dialogue that happens inside the chat room, and it will make me be able to separate out you're trying to get my attention. So I would just really appreciate that. So let me just say hi to people and we'll go from there. So Ohura is here. Hi, girl. And Festive Rio, I don't recognize your name or if you've been here before, but welcome. Hi, Cindy. Nice seeing you again. RLCC. Good evening, Dr. Rita. Hope all is well. Everything is great. Miss Amy O is here. Dawn is here. Yay, Dawn. Hey. Christine's here. Christine, you've only been coming, not all that long, but you just seem like you're at home here. So welcome again. All right. Reading. Nina. Okay, so Nina somehow got 2,000 followers or subscribers to something. So Nina, if you post whatever it is that you got all the subscriptions for, I'll share that. but she posts some of the greatest stuff. I'm always stealing it on Facebook. Always stealing it. All right. Chris. Hey, Chris. Yes, it's been a while. Miss you too. Hey, Marco. How's it going? Okay. Yvonne says hi. Hi, Yvonne. Andrea. Hi, Andrea. Nice seeing you. Denise. Hey, girl. How are you doing? Jody. Hi, Jody. Okay. Ziggy. How you doing, Ziggy? Nice seeing you tonight. Hi, Wendy. Nice seeing you. Well, hello, Carmen Frazier. How are you doing? I am honored that you're here. Okay, so I'm down to the bottom of saying hello. I'm going back to the top. You guys are like figuring this whole thing out. It's like, hi, I want a reading. You're just like not even like giving it a chance. Okay, so let's see. Wow, RLCC. I'm just checking. There was a lot of commentary first. Okay, RLCC, you're number one. You're number one. You're number one. And you would like a 2 shuffle. Okay, and that's your card for today. Okay, so this is kind of interesting. So RLCC, I'm feeling several different things. The one that I think is sitting on top is kind of this feeling of being lost, maybe a little bit underwater. But it's interesting because I feel like the feeling of feeling lost has to do more with there was something discouraging that happened and you're kind of having bad brain. And so now you're rethinking things. I'm going to say you don't need to. I feel like this is just a little bump in the road. It should pass pretty quick. You know, maybe use your tools, do some tapping, do some breathing, you know, go for a walk outside, anything that will help shift your brain out of kind of that bad brain place into something more centered inside of you, because I really do feel like you've been a bit knocked out of your space. So let me know if that makes sense to you, okay? But you got this. You totally got this. Okay. Christine would like a reading, and she would like a number 2 also. Okay, Christine, and here's your card for today. Interesting. So, Christine, I'm going to start this with a question. So, have you been noticing that you have been receiving more guidance, and I'm going to say on auditory levels versus like visual levels? Like, you know, there's something going on and you internalize a question and you get this answer. Use the turkey baster. And you are. That's the thing. You know, many times we receive information on multiple levels, but we usually don't act on it. And I feel like you're acknowledging the information, you're hearing it, you know, and it maybe, you know, you're hearing it and beginning to act on it. So great job. I think it's because you're coming here and you're learning all about it. But that's just really cool because I feel like you're opening up that communication channel within yourself. So good job. And again, feedback, please. Okay, let's see. Marco, Yvonne. All right, Yvonne, I'm going to clear the cards and then I will shuffle for you real quick. right, here's your shuffle. And I'm not liking that cut because it did not want to cut there. There's your, why am I'm blurry. Right, I'm holding still so the camera can find me, but it's not finding me. All right, I'll just be blurry. Okay, so here's your card for today. There it goes. I'm back. Okay, so Yvonne, I feel like you've been kind of in this brainstorming stage right now, which is great, but I'm going to give you a little caveat to it. I feel like there's a certain amount of judgment that's coming in as you're brainstorming. And I would like to suggest, just as a technique possibly, is to allow whatever wants to come in and write it down, because I feel like you'll get an insight and then be like, that doesn't make any sense, or I can't do that. And you'll make this instant judgment versus being able to kind of step back from it and look at it again down the road in comparison to the other things. But I feel like there's stuff that's been coming in that you've been discounting that you should not be discounting, or there's a tidbit of information in it that you're supposed to be gleaning from it. So again, maybe write it down and make a list, because it might be that that's not the next step, but it might be a step a little bit further down the road. I don't know, but I know you're hearing me. How's that? I know you're hearing me, but just feedback on if that's kind of been going on with you, okay? Let's see. So Hora wrote, nowadays, most of the health issues are coming from non-organic food and anxiety and lack of enough physical activities. And I agree on a lot of levels. And so Hora, the way I describe it is as neglect. We can have different kinds of illnesses, and I have put in my own category called neglect, where we just aren't taking care of ourselves. We're not eating right. We're not exercising. We're not looking at our mental health. We overlook ourselves so many times. And if we spend time putting ourselves into the equation and what do I need to do for me, then I think a lot of the issues would go away. So yes, thank you for that, because that made me say that out loud. Okay. And so she would like a reading number 3. Okay. All right, and this is your card for today. It's interesting because I'm just sensing, and this isn't like a forever thing, but like where you are now. Whenever I'm doing these cards, it's where your energy is now in this moment. That's what these readings are all about. And I just am sensing some frustration from you. I just feel like, today you've hit some overwhelm. I know, and you know that it will pass. Please ask it, what are you supposed to be learning from this? Or what action am I supposed to be taking because I am feeling and experiencing this in this moment? Hey. And it's interesting because, and I don't know if it's the picture on the cards, but I just keep feeling like there's this energy you have that you would just like somebody to just take it away, or, like if the aliens came and abducted me, I would maybe be okay with that. Um, so, I mean, that was just in my head. I'm just sharing it because it wants me to share it. So, again, if that makes sense for what's going on with you right now, please, some feedback is always welcomed. Okay. Cindy would like a reading and she would like a number 2. And thank you guys for like capitalizing stuff. So, and you're a 2. Okay. I'm not liking that. I'm going to do it one more time. I did not like that card for you. I don't know why, but I just did not. And watch, it'll be the same card. Okay, I like this better. Okay, and that's the card. Okay, interesting. So, Cindy, I feel like you have just like finished a cycle. Our life goes through cycles, and we have mini cycles and we have mega cycles. And I feel like you've just finished a mini cycle, and you've kind of stepped through a new door. And I'm feeling, your perception of it is, I'm feeling confused. I don't know what to do. This is all strange new territory for me. But, as we go through these cycles and we open a new door, the landscape is a little bit different, but you'll get used to it. And, but it's good because that, when we cycle and we go through new doors, it means that we're growing and healing and moving into good places. So good job. Again, feedback, love it. All right. So Ziggy would like a reading. Did not get a number. So Ziggy, I'm just going to give you a 3. A 3. Because 3 is the magic number. Wow, this card again. Okay, so this card came up for you. Okay, so Ziggy, I mean, I'm just gonna say it out loud. So I'm detecting some sadness around you. It's like I'm feeling it, and now I'm like trying to explain it. Okay, I'll frame it this way. So what I was doing was kind of like going, okay, so where does this fit in your chakra system? And where I'm feeling this card sitting is in your 4th chakra. And I just am feeling like some sadness and some grief. I don't know if you were crying today or wanting to cry today. I feel like there's some very old energy that is working on coming up and coming out. And it's interesting because I feel like it kind of came out of the blue, like there wasn't anything specific going on, but you just got caught up in this. But I feel like, it came to give you the opportunity to let it go and to shed yet another skin. So if there is this feeling of crying, don't hold it back, let it out, let it be cathartic so that your body, when we cry, it's a very cathartic experience, or can be a very cathartic experience to the physical body, where we let that energy out. Because many times when things have happened to us and we've experienced trauma, our first reaction is to lock the body up and to stiffen up. And all of that emotional energy gets stuck somewhere in our body. So when we have one of those good cathartic cries, it allows us to bring it up and let it go. So let it go. Okay. Again, feedback. And Jody says, my birthday is tomorrow. Would love a reading number 3. Happy birthday, Jody. I would sing you the birthday song, the official birthday song, not like the boring happy birthday song. But I'm not allowed to on air because then other people could copy it. And there's like strict rules around it. So, sorry. Okay, but I will give you a reading number 3. Okay, wait. I'll do the amazing Karnak. All right, one more shuffle for you. Okay. I got cards going everywhere. Okay, wait. Your birthday is tomorrow. How is that? Ooh, you got a mass card. So usually that means that there's something sitting in there that you don't want to look at or own. And I usually keep pulling cards till it clears. So you got this card, not a good card. Oh, this is a good one. I like this one. Okay. So I just get the impression, and I don't know if this has to do with an age thing. I don't know if this has to do with like the world kind of, I don't want to say it sucks right now. The world is interesting these days, and there's just so much happening in every single minute that you almost need like a notebook to keep track of like, this is what's going on because it's changing so fast and the velocity is so crazy. But I'm feeling like you're just kind of not digging it. And would really like to just avoid it. And what the cards are suggesting to me is that you just surrender to it and let it move through you and not really cling on to any of it because there's not any of it that you can control. And so you can be upset and you can not like it. Excuse me. And there's a lot of things that you could or couldn't do, but the reality is that you can't change it and you're only making yourself miserable by wanting it to be a different way. Man, I thought it was going to be like super happy. Like, oh, and you're going to get a pony for your birthday tomorrow. Yeah, that's it. But seriously, let me know if that makes sense to you. Okay, scrolling down. Dawn would like a reading. Okay, Dawn. All right. Boom. Number 1. Okay, Dawn, number 1. Okay, Dawn, this is the card that you got today. So this is interesting, Dawn, because usually when this card comes up for me, where I kind of go with it, looking wise is, like you're hiding, you want to be a turtle back in your shell. And when I look at your energy, I feel like you're kind of sitting on this brink where you can go out and have big energy and be free and have all of this light and love in and around you, or you can go back and climb inside that turtle shell and hide. And so I feel like in this moment, and I don't mean like this second, but during this phase that you're in, you're being given a choice. Do I want to get out of that box and get out of that shell and expand and find the joy and happiness I've been looking for? Or is that too scary? Because there is a scary factor in there for you. Like you're not used to that energy and it's really challenging to you to be in it. Or do you want to go back to the refuge that you call home that feels safe? My hope is that you'll go to the light, Dawn. and be open to experiencing that expandedness, even though it might be scary to you because it's just new and different. But that's okay. It can be new and different. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Ziggy would like a reading, please. Number three. Number three. Okay, Ziggy, what do you got going on? Okay. You have this card today. Okay. So, Ziggy, I get the impression that there is some communication that you need to make, and it's sitting right there, and you want to tell somebody something, but you're kind of holding it back. But in the same breath, you're kind of ruminating about it. And for your own health and for your own peace of mind, and for you to move through this kind of stagnant energy that is tied to it, you need to step up to the plate and make the communication, because I know you've been thinking about it, but you just haven't done it, because there's all these other ramifications tied to it that it's like, well, if I do this, then maybe blah, 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 blah. But that's just sucking up your energy and just taking away from you being happy versus making the comment, being done with it, and whatever they think or whatever they feel, that's what they think and that's what they feel. And might be good, might not be good, but it, just do it. Just do it. I mean, in a kind way, of course. So, Festive Rio said, yes, I would like a reading, please, and thank you. And Festive didn't give me a number, so I'm going to do a 3. And hang on one second, guys. Let me mute that tab because, of course, oh, hang on one second, guys. All right, I'm back. Okay. All right, so Festive Rio. And you got this card. I'm sorry, my phone is like blowing up in there. I just turned that thing off because my Facebook Messenger is just blowing up. Okay. So I'm a little bit distracted. So just give me 1 second here. Okay. So Festive, when I look at this card in relationship to your energy, I feel like you have been feeling actually pretty grounded lately. You run an interesting energy. I mean, not that you're the only person on the planet, but some people are more this way than others. That when there's a lot of stuff going on, you tend to like relax more, or you become more grounded in the things that you do. Um, and maybe because you have all of this stuff going on, your brain can't take off and do all of this other stuff. I'm only speculating there, but it feels good. I mean, I just feel like you feel whole and you feel solid. which is just really great. So good job. And Ziggy says, love and to you and all, hands yellow, hearts red. Okay, so Carmen would like a reading number 2. Okay. Okay, and this is your card. So Carmen, I don't know if you are working on a new project, but I just feel like you have this energy that is wanting to come out and come out kind of in a big way, which is why I'm thinking there might be a project or something that you're working on that you haven't yet released, or I don't know. It's, you know, I get these images and then you have to sit there and like translate them into English. But it's almost like, you know, a bull in a china shop, but not in a bad way. I mean, I just feel like you are ready. You are ready to do this new thing and you're prepared. And I'm not sensing any fear. It's kind of like you were caged before, and now it's kind of like you're free to go do what you want, and you're going to, you know. And I feel like this energy is fairly new, but I also feel like it's something that's been inside of you for kind of a long time that is finally getting the opportunity to come out. So please let me know if that makes sense for you. All right, so Amy says she would like a reading number 2, please. Okay, Amy would like a 2. Okay, Amy, and that's your card. Okay, Amy, so this is really weird, and I'm just kind of going with this card, but I feel like you kind of done, you know, the word that's coming up is about face, maybe not a total about face, but there was where you were going, and it's kind of like I'm kind of sensing an abrupt stop and a shift in a different direction. I'm not really understanding why. I mean, we've, you know, I'm not really understanding why. I mean, it's just interesting because it was like good energy, good energy, good energy, good energy, good energy, and then this stop and pivot. And I'm not understanding because the energy preceding it was all good. You know, and if this is making sense and this is actually really what's going on, I'm not liking the pivot. I'm feeling like the pivot was due to fear or due to some weird thing that didn't have anything to do with you. And so you might reconsider the decision of getting off your original path. Okay? So follow up with me. Write something down there for me. Okay. Debbie. Hey, Miss Debbie. And she would like a reading, but Debbie, I'm going to clear the cards for you first, real quick. They are just being challenging tonight, let me tell you. Okay. Math card. Okay, so I'm going to use this card for your clearing card. I feel like it's more appropriate for what, I don't know. I'm feeling like it's more appropriate. I don't know why. Okay, so this is so weird, but I'm just feeling like, like today just really wasn't a good day. And I feel like there was some stuff that happened that there was a lesson in it for you, and you got the lesson, and you're like you got the lesson. That was this card. But I feel like this is going to be your reaction to it, that it gave you strength, and you're going to move forward with the new decision in your life, this new realization as a warrior. So good job. So I'm curious, what all happened that, I'm curious what happened. Okay. Veronica would like a reading. I'm not shuffling, Veronica. What is going on with my bladder? Okay, but I am going to like shuffle them a little bit. All right, Veronica, but I'm not going to pull a card. So your bladder isn't looking very happy. I know that we had talked, I don't remember if it was on here, but I think it might have been on here, about the biofilm stuff. If you are still taking the biofilm stuff, I would give that a break for a couple of months. I feel like your bladder is just a little bit wore out, and I'm feeling like just giving it a rest and allowing it. I just feel like maybe you've overworked it. I mean, all right, I overwork mine because I pee all the time, but I mean, overworked it from cleansing. And so maybe just like do your maintenance stuff, or back off on the amount of supplements that you're taking. They're suggesting for like 2 weeks, and then you can go back to your program. But yeah, too much, Veronica, too much. So RLCC says, makes sense. Thank you. Also think your hair looks good tonight. Thank you, RLCC. Christine says, yes, I've been getting a lot of audio download. You're very true on reading. Thank you. Yay, Christine. Okay, Amy. Veronica says, somebody whispered by the lines. Okay, hopefully not mine. Okay, Yvonne says, yes, that's what's happening. Good. Okay. Hi, Eric. Finally made it back. Well, welcome back. And then O'Hara says, thank you. That was very accurate. Cheers. And then Cindy must have put in some kind of emoji, but it doesn't come through. And then Cindy says, yes, exactly what I'm feeling. Thank you for the feedback, Cindy. And Diggy already did you. Nancy. Hey, Nancy. How are you doing? All right. So Eric says, any messages coming through for me? Well, that's not how I work, but I will shuffle the cards and pull a card for you. And I'm feeling like you want to chew. So you're going to get a chew. Okay. And that's your card for today. So this is interesting, and I'm not quite sure if this has to do with a specific individual or you in relationship to the world in general. But I feel like you are, and I'm going to say it this way, you're finally getting your power back. I feel like, in layman's terms, like you've been really working with your boundaries and you had an opportunity to set it and hold a boundary, and you did. And I feel like it makes you feel wonderful, a bit, maybe a little bit guilty in doing so. And so, congratulations for you, because I feel like that's really the only way to move forward and being able to live the life that you want to live. Because I feel like there has been a lot of time where you just kind of knuckled under, and it must feel really good to be being able to take your power back. So good job, good job. All right. So Ziggy says, yes, you're right. My physical body needs to let go. Loss of close friend, death, suicide, cancer, etc. Selling home, moving, getting ready to fly to a special hospital. Difficult on husband. Thank you. Okay. Okay, Andrea, and I'm looking at the clock because I do have to leave a little early this time. All right, and so this is Andrea, and I think this might be my last one for tonight. Okay. Okay, but we only go to 3, Andrea, but since you're going to be my last one, and you did all capital letters, I'm going to abide your number 4. Okay. And this is the card that came up for you. So, Andrea, one of the things that you're showing me is that you've really been working on your manifestation. In like law of attraction, they tell you to make a vision board and think of the things that you want to bring into your life. And I feel like one of the things you've been working on is raising your awareness of what positive thoughts are coming into your awareness, as well as negative thoughts that are coming into your awareness. And kind of separating them out and becoming clearer of the more positive thoughts, positive messages that you're receiving, expressing more gratitude. I mean, I feel like you've really been taking steps on, I'm going to say, your spiritual path. I mean, that's the way I would consider it. And I feel like it feels good and validating for you, because it's like you've kind of unlocked the secret of you, or are unlocking the secret of you, and I feel like, that's what, here, I'm going to dig. I mean, that's what my new book, Dang, It Was Me All Along, is really about, is being able to start recognizing and identifying when we're in that negative thought habit, and doing things to allow us to bring positive thoughts in. Because when we have positive thoughts, we send positive energy out into the universe. When we send positive energy out to the universe is able to send positive things back to us. And so it's a win-win situation. So yay. Okay, looking at the clock. Okay, so that's going to be my last reading for today. I'm just going to kind of read through the notes that are remaining. If you didn't have a chance to get a reading today, please come back next week, because I will be here, same time, location. A horse says, Dr. Rita, can I ask for a reading to know what can help me get out of absolute frustration? And a horse, if you want to bring that up next week, that would be great. Nina, didn't you get a reading? Okay, Nina, you're just going to have to come back next week and just be quick on the gun. And so Festive says, yes, I put my head down and continue to move forward despite what life throws at me. Thank you. Nice to know I am on the right path wherever it may take me. You're great. And then Carmen says, you're spot on. Great. And she says, makes absolute sense. Amazing. You made my day. Woohoo, I made her day. And Pat Hall says she would like a reading, or he would like a reading, but I cannot today because I am going from here right into another interview, or I'm going into an interview. This isn't an interview. This is just my thing. But I will be here next week. So again, if you would like to schedule a hang on, I gotta do this first. Where is it? There we go. Okay, so I had to go back, and so Amy says not standstill, but standstill due to rain, and that could make sense. But don't get frustrated. Just have that be what it is. Okay, gotta go. Again, if you'd like to schedule a private consultation with me, please visit my webpage, soulhealer.com. You can also download my free ebook, Nature's Pharmacy, which will give you information about herbs and supplements. While you're there, don't forget to sign up for my newsletter. And then, till next time, I'm Dr. Rita Louise. This is Thursday Night Live. Till next week, be blessed.